Hi, welcome to my multimodal teaching statement. This statement actually models an assignment that I have my technical and professional writing students do, what I call the video or visual goal statement. And with this assignment, I'm actually trying to implement the best practices for multimodal and online pedagogy, one of them at least as described by Drs. Andrew Burrell, Tiffany Burrell, and Angela Clark-Oates, in that I actually try to work through what I ask my students to work through. So let's take a look. So this is something that I show my students. This is actually my first attempt at making a video goal statement.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I am currently a composition instructor at the University of New Mexico, and I teach first year composition, and my personal love, tech writing.
Okay, let's just please stop it here. It's so terrible, and the more I watch it, the more I hate it. Why? Well, because it's my first try, right? The sound isn't very good. I discovered that I'm super intimidated in front of the camera. So even though I had my script memorized, my eyes are shifting back and forth, looking down at my script for moral support, which it really wasn't providing. I was attempting to try to make some kind of non-verbal statement with what's behind me that connects to my goals to teach writing and composition. So what did I do? Put a bunch of books behind my head. But the worst thing about this video is that in it, I am really just a talking head, which is the antithesis of my approach to teaching. I really work very hard to not be that talking head in front of the classroom. I try to make my classroom what Daniel Anderson calls a composition studio space, in which I and my students are practicing and trying things out and working at getting better. So I show them my first attempt, and this is actually my revision. So a little bit about me. I grew up here. I love the water. This is one of my favorite hobbies. I sail Hobies. I've been doing it for a long time. Yes, here I am, trapped out on a wire, flying a hull. I can flip positions here with my husband, with him trapped out and me flying, but I have to have heavier wind because he's a heavier person. I have two kids, my older daughter who's a teenager and my younger son who's almost a teen. I have two dogs. This one's my old one and my big one. And I love hiking in the New Mexico mountains. I am always thinking about the water, and that's a little bit about me. I have worked as a professional writer and editor in a number of high-tech environments for a national lab and a global software company, a small nonprofit and its associated preschool. And in all the work that I've done as a writer, I never found it boring to produce multimodal works and communications that met a real world need. And thus my emphasis in teaching is in the technical and professional writing classroom. So my work also, I really like working with developing writers. This is a picture of my training class in which we were adapting our curriculum for developing writers. My approach is informed by Peter Elbow in that. I've worked with other age groups, but I really enjoy working with teens and young adults. My work is also informed by Jody Shipka and the Burrells and Clark-Oates in its multimodal aspects, but also as a former person involved in publishing, both online and print. I'm really excited about the work of Drs. Cheryl Ball and Julie Newmark in the world of editorial pedagogy and digital publishing, which I really encourage and help my students to do. And I use low tech in the classroom, very low tech sometimes. And I also try to encourage my students to expand their abilities, not just in linear, argumentative, thesis-driven print texts, but to really explore all kinds of media and communicative contexts for the work they produce. And I do use online sources to model things, but I'm not just expecting my students to cite or read or research or synthesize information online. I really want them working, and I try to create curriculum that has them producing, creating, and delivering these forms themselves. Because I really believe that to be digital citizens and for me to implement a 21st century English composition pedagogy, they have to be able to do both. They need to be able to cull information from that, but they also need to produce it and be able to produce it also. So I don't expect mastery in my classroom, in my studio space. I really do believe that curiosity, effort, and practice are what I'm after. And we are all still working on becoming masters.